Alright, what's going on, everybody? Time for another edition of The Opinion. Another opinion, excuse me, is on the wrestling, excuse me for shirt, Total Nonstop Action, also known as TNA. Now, I watched TNA in 2002, where they first started in Alabama. As far as I seen, to me, they started in Alabama. Because there's no way you come from a big, foggy arena to a little, small venue like the Asylum. But anyway, I've been watching them since 2002 when they first came out, and they were by far the greatest sensation to come out since WCW closed its doors in 2001. Now, mind you, this is not your ordinary wrestling, or it was not your ordinary wrestling at first. But now, but now, I don't know what happened. From 2002 to 2005, it was like the golden years of TNA. And all of a sudden, they part ways with NWA. They close the Asylum. Kurt Angle comes in. And before then, Jeff Hardy came. Now, when Jeff Hardy came, it wasn't bad. It was pretty good. Jeff Jarrett versus Jeff Hardy, that little rivalry was pretty good. I actually enjoyed that. I didn't enjoy what came after. After Jeff Hardy came and left, it you felt something changing in the company. Kurt Angle came in. You thought about how much money did they pay this man to, be here or to be there, and how much it really affected everyone else that was in there. Now, the rivalry between him and Samoa Joe was pretty entertaining. Everyone liked it. I liked it because Samoa Joe is the newcomer. Kurt Angle is the technical, the newest sensation of technicality in the business. So why not? Why not? Why not invite someone with the technical skills of Kurt Angle versus a newcomer with the same similar skills as Joe? Storyline goes, Joe Angle, it kind of reminded me a lot about Brock Lesnar and Kurt Angle. Except Brock Lesnar wasn't pudgy, fat, 350-pound Samoan, and Kurt Angle was a little bit younger. Just a little bit. Um, that's what the storyline kind of reminded me of, but it actually wasn't bad because they didn't make it that way. As time progressed, we started to see new stars come in left and right. But these weren't new stars. These were stars we've seen before. Like, they were one time in the WWE, but now they're in TNA. Christian Cage and the Dudley Boys, and the list goes on. Started to get out of hand. Money started to distribute very badly. They tried to make props and then pyrotechnics, and then it was just money flinging, flinging, flinging. You know, and I think that what is killing them right now, the fact that not too much the fact that they, got the people they have. I think the starter was how much money they were distributing to the people. And plus, using the Orlando Florida venue, you was renting out the Universal Studios, Stage 21, whatever, when I was watching on Fox Sports before they, disappeared and illuminated onto Spike. But it scared me because these guys were blowing up a little too fast. And I think they was just trying to keep up with the Joneses. Not to say that it's not cool to try to keep up with the Joneses, but if you can't afford to keep up with the Joneses, don't keep up with the Joneses. Keep up with, I don't know, what you would call someone that are, not, rich or whatever, or other than the Joneses, the Washingtons or something. Like follow the Washingtons, middle class, family, keeping it steady, keeping at their own pace. They should have kept at their own pace. If they had kept at their own pace, I guarantee TNA would not be worrying about debt. TNA would not be worrying about gathering audiences and then making some of their shows free. It, it kind of baffled me on why would they make their shows free. And then the cost for TV tapings too, and then listening to what Spike TV wanted. Spike TV wanted to be popular, wanted to be big, because they really did lose when they lost WWE to the USA Network, which, in my opinion, USA Network should have kept WWE all together. Because to me, Spike TV is a greedy corporation. It's small, and all they want is to be relevant. Because they used to be in TNN, and they used to have ECW, but since ECW, went away or got sold out, brought out, there was nothing that Spike had. And some of their popular shows ended as well, like MXT, Most Extreme Elimination Challenge, and that's when they started bringing in these retro shows like Cops and all this good stuff, and talking about a network for men. And it's not working. I don't want to see a repeat of Cops. I don't want to see a repeat of all this crap that they put on TV movies for men. I understand you're trying to have that model, but it just was not working. And what they did with TNA was even worse because they made Dixie Carter spend money left and right. Now, Dixie Carter's not a bad woman. I listened to her on the Stone Cold Steve Austin's podcast, which is very good podcast. very good, very well developed broadcast. And I've listened to the part one of the podcast that he had with Dixie, and I've learned more about Dixie than I have ever done before, and it's, it was good. It's good broadcast. He he was a little lenient, like a little dubbed down because she's a lady, Also, it's all about respecting the women around him, unless you wanna act snobby or act like a what, an SOB. So how he gets down. If you wanna do that, he can get down with you, but just a little bit more dirtier, just like in his show, which is also a good show on his ranch. And yeah, it was pretty decent broadcast. He asked her questions that I felt was needed to be asked. And I don't think he's finished yet because he said that she's supposed to be coming back Tuesday or whatnot, or whenever, um, after Mother's Day 2015. And it's going to ask more questions and, chat it up with her a little bit. But personally, I now learned about Dixie Carter. She does have a business background, and she is a pretty well-rounded woman with ideas. The only issue that I've heard out of her was that she did not mention Jeff Jarrett at all in her podcast. But, well, not in her podcast, but you know what I mean. And it kind of baffles me because I think it was Jeff Jarrett that brought her into the business and try to express his ideas to her, and she had other ideas as well, but yeah, it's like something just didn't click between the two, and they went their separate ways. And as far as I know, at least in the part one of the podcast, it was good. Loved it. I liked it. But TNA today, I think TNA would do better staying away from England, because if they're getting conflict with Destination America, because I think Destination America is getting kind of frustrated that they keep on either getting talent from England, or they keep on trying to go over to England for making broadcasters. But yeah, um, some of the talent I seen on there was just too hard to watch. It was pretty brutal. It was just like watching it was like watching the Mindy Project. Not saying that the Mindy Project is bad. It's just like, I don't know if I have to be a certain age to get it. I'm 24 years old, so I'm kind of in the mid range of, I guess, trying to get the concept of some of the new comedy that they're trying to dish out. Like, to me, the Mindy Project is kind of more leaned towards people in their late 20s and getting into their 30s. Kind of like, similar how old Mindy is. She's like, what, 34 or something. So, and a lot of her castmates are in their 30s, I believe. Because there's some I recognize. Ike Barrelholt from Mad TV. he really hasn't done much of anything other than that, as far as I've seen, since Mad TV got canceled. But yeah, um, the Dollhouse, the Dollhouse. What is up with those women? Now they're probably thinking, "Oh, he likes it." No, I don't like it. Because you guys are being too catty and too kiddish and too bitchy. And if you're gonna be that, you gotta find something in here. Because it's almost like you're acting. Like, you're acting. I can't, you know, think in my head that, oh wow, these guys, these ladies are really crazy. Ooh. Like, no. And I would think is the talent director. Wait, who is the talent director? I don't know who the talent director of TNA is, but whoever it is, get rid of him or her, please. They're not doing you any good. Because when they made her debut, it was a bad debut. It was hard to watch. It was hard to comprehend. It was hard to be engaged with them. Though I never seen these three before, I'm getting to know them, and so far it's not a good knowing. It makes me not want to get to know them. I looked at their bio. For the most part, I know they are in their mid 20s, 26 years old, leaning on to 27. And it's a crazy adventure.